Go ahead and press record there. Scene. Minimum. Maximize. Show me the goods. All right. This may very well be the final Vampyr stream, unless it busts out some Act 3 here at the last second. Still disappointed that I didn't get to eat everybody in Whitechapel. That's a good disappointed. That's like this game makes me want to like replay it, like doing other things. Swansea? Swansea! I rescued Swansea, right? Yeah, he's still right there, turning into another Dr. Acula. And that just spat me back around where I was. Alright. Let's go talk to Lady Ashbury. I could be so much more powerful right now. I'm really happy I played this game. I've enjoyed it significantly more than I expected to. But
so
having
Harriet Jones became the original carrier when Edgar gave her vampire blood. I must tell Elizabeth.
Having said that, though, I'm glad that it's gonna be over soon. Because there are other games I'd like to play through. Like, I want to get back to .hack GU. I'm overdue for completing that playthrough of the second volume, at least. Or getting started with it. You know what I mean. One day I want to try a playthrough where you don't eat anybody. See if that makes any significant changes to anything.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
Of a sort. His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him. Or to punish him.
To punish him? I fail to understand. And what is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skull epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Edgar gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Icor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh,
Elizabeth, are you all right?
no, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your
Wait!
enemy.
No! Elizabeth!
Oh. I jump out the window after her.
It's locked, all right.
Search for insulin in the old morgue of Pembroke. Get a drop of King Arthur's blood from Geoffrey. Get a drop of William Marshall's blood from Lord Redgrave. Redgrave is closer, so let's go deal with him. Yep.
Now would be a good time to blend the recipe Marshall used when he fought the disaster. I think I know where to find what I need.
Everybody here that's sick I can cure? No. Oh? And the safe's key?
Whose blood could be purer than that of William Marshall? Lord Redgrave will have to spare me a drop.
Whether he wants to or not. I'm past the point where I'm going to do side quests for people. My lord.
I'm still persona non grata in the
Whoa!
to speak with Lord.
Lord, where are you? I have words to discuss with you about your blood. Only all the oxen free. In here? No. What? Oh, hello. I walked right the fuck past you.
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an end to this crisis. Tell me, what do you need?
The blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
Stop this farce. Marshall never was your maker. I have no idea how you acquired his blood, but I need it now.
I see. Well, in that case...
It doesn't even try to deny it.
Situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reed. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
Really? He didn't. That's so fucking funny. He doesn't even try to deny it that he's been lying for centuries about who his maker was. That's hysterical. Well, that's William Marshall's blood.
Why can't I forgive you, Father? Women die too in this war.
I'll kill it!
I am heading. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to head through Whitechapel. You know what? That's a good thing. I need to see the fruits of my labor.
Best stay back, sir.
Alright. Let's see what a hostile Whitechapel looks like, shall we? Skulls. Werewolf! Not very tough. Kind of wish the skulls would be like named after the citizens of the district. Pretty even. Oh, you weren't dead.
Watch out! It ain't you, man! Get it! Fucking fast!
If McCullum really drank the blood of King Arthur, then I may have found another vital ingredient for my recipe.
Hello, McCollum.
Good evening, Vampire Hunter.
Are you here to end me, Leech? You'll find I will not be killed easily.
Not at all, McCullum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you? You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
A creature called a disaster is about to be unleashed. It falls upon me, as once it did Marshall, to stop it before the whole country is ravaged.
I should have destroyed that book. And yet, I wish I could join this battle alongside you. But this crusade is not mine to fight.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reed.
Thank you. Can we speak more?
Indeed. Why not?
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
Were both your parents killed by vampires?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned to Dublin a vampire and tore out my mother's throat.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch. One-time leader of Prewin. He killed my father in front of me. Helped me hunt my brother Ain after teaching me how to kill leeches.
What will the Guard of Prewin do now? Will you stop the Great Hunt?
Yes. But we shall continue to protect innocents from beasts like you and your red-headed friend.
Like me?
I am indebted to you for sparing me at Pembroke. But this won't always be the case. I'm no coward like those St. Paul's Stowe brothers.
How long have you known Lady Ashbury? Where is she? And what will you do to her?
We saw you meeting her, so of course we investigated. But she is gone. Our scouts reported she has sold some paintings and departed for an unknown destination.
Adieu, Vampire Hunter.
Until we meet again, Blood Drinker.
All right. Got William Marshall's blood. We got King Arthur's blood. Now we just need some insulin. The key ingredient. Ironically, this entire time, the epidemic has just been diabetes. Clay Cox. Edwina Cox. Booth Digby. They buried them all next to each other. Hello. I keep killing you every time I come through here. It's fun. Oh? Oh, the antidote. Okay. Well, that's fun. You have to craft it from a bench. That's a neat touch. I like that. Oh, I've got Willie Pete. Ill-formed beast. Oh, that is an ill-formed beast. Hello there. Oh, God! Oh, no. Reload, reload. Ah! The secret weapon against all beasts. Guns. Feel like that probably would have gone faster if I just, fought him in melee. Give me some blood. To the Pembroke! Suppose I should rest before, get some, exp points in. See if I can level up one more time. You!
Good evening,
Not
Mr. Do you...
My condition.
Endurance. More bullets. All right. The following night, in fear of the inhabitants of London live in fear of physicians, delayed interventions, barefaced favoritism, and strange experimental treatments. The scarcity of professionalism is crystallized in Pembroke Hospital, Whitechapel, where deontology was discharged a long time ago. Pembroke administration hides behind the facade of dedication and rectitude. Those who know of any patients, of their patients, or worse, or among them, are aware of their deceit. In this temple devoted to dread, you will have to pay to get a bed. You will catch illnesses you never knew existed, and your corpse will be relieved of its possessions in the morgue. Here, patients die overnight of wounds they never bore upon their arrival, and they call them accidents. I briefly interviewed Dr. Swansea, head of administration, declaimed a pedantic timor mortis conturbate me. Fear of death confounds me before forcing us out of the establishment. Most land will not be enough to keep us away from their morbidity. Volunteers are welcome to join me tomorrow morning in front of the hospital to make clear facts about the state of the medical institution. Come in numbers. So this was a mistake. Okay. I mean, everybody in this district is sick. Dr. Acula needs to... Oh! Okay. Oh, she's like quintuple sick. Jesus. All right. What if Swansea's back now? Oh, Swansea. You are here. How you liking the immortality now, pal?
Jonathan, my dear, I can never thank you enough.
Thank me. For what?
Come now, you know what I mean. I am, well, I'm just like you.
Have you no shame? Must I remind you of your ludicrous actions? Of the innocent men and women who died at your hands?
Shame is for mortals, Jonathan. I know it now, and you should too. We are something else, something more.
Have you news of Geoffrey McCullum? I'm sure both of you would have quite an interesting discussion after recent events.
He left the hospital without being treated for the severe beating you gave him. We'll meet again soon enough.
Do you not think he will kill you where you stand?
Funny you should mention it. I asked him once what he would do if I were a vampire. He said he would give me an hour for old time's sake.
What will you do now that you are immortal?
Experiment, my dear colleague. I have an eternity to make scientific progress. I could be the only scientist able to undertake extreme experiments upon himself.
My God, Edgar. Did you learn nothing from your forays into folly?
I have, I swear. No more experiments on mortals. See? I said mortals. How quickly the mind adapts.
What kind of experiments?
Who knows? Nervous shock, brain damage, pain and recovery. There's almost no limit to what my body can now endure. I could be the next Henry Head.
Will you continue as Pembroke's administrator?
Of course. I can help more than ever. And since I'm already dead, I can't get sick.
Are you not afraid Priwen will find you? Next time, they will do more than abduct and torture you.
I remain a man of peace. If things were to go awry, I would flee rather than slice them up as you would, my friend.
Have you seen Elizabeth? Has she passed this way since you returned?
No. And I'm terrified to see her again. I really am, Jonathan. She could very well tear me to pieces for what I did.
How do you feel since you changed?
Absolutely fine. Did you know I can determine the health of every patient or nurse just by looking at him? Fascinating.
Have you taken a life yet, Edgar?
Oh, of course!
Private matter. I would not ask you such an indiscreet question.
Do you feel the hunger?
Yes. It's very peculiar, not like mortal hunger at all. It's like I'm never sated. Fortunately, blood is no rare commodity at Pembroke.
Goodbye, Edgar. I'm certain we'll meet again.
Well, yes, you live here. To the morgue!
I cannot use garlic, but there may be a substitute in the Pembroke Hospital drug storage.
Hello, Priwen!
There it is. Insulin. Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu.
Let's make a bunch of medicine here. 5 of each. That should be more than enough. Antidote.
The blend seems stable. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
How convenient. Ah! Everybody here is sick.
Days go outside. It's a good thing you cannot see me now, Mum.
Welcome back.
Do you need...
I'm all right.
Really? I thought for sure you were sick. Who here is sick in the docks then? He is literally one of 2 people that isn't ill.
What? Inebri...
Yes.
Take...
You still work?
Do you require...
Don't feel.
Take... Goodbye.
Rufus.
Evening, Ruth.
Good evening, Miss.
Do you need...
A real.
Oh. So... Good evening.
Please don't.
Good...
Doctor,
Mrs. Fi...
I...
Good...
You.
Good evening. Do you need... Well... Do you have any recent news on Sean Hampton's shelter?
The man is still here. He's trying to help others despite the terrible things he endured.
Goodbye.
Oh. What? Wasn't there a... No! Not through here. There's a gate the other way. You bypass all the encounters. There it is. Alright. We cut through this way. Throgmorton!
Good. Do you need... Thank you. Have you heard any rumors regarding Sean Hampton's shelter?
The sad saint will always be a target for vampires, but
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
it seems the guard of Prewin has declared...
Really?
The guard can be...
You again.
Do you need...
I may.
I don't charge patients. My scam is much more subtle than that, Miss Paxton.
All right then.
Well...
Hey, Sean!
Yes, Doctor?
Farewell, Sean. Do you need...
I can...
There's no...
Young man,
I don't...
there's... Goodbye. Good evening.
There's no need...
Show me what...
Got nothing. There you are. Was wondering where the hell you went.
I am not safe.
You're much safer.
Bullets killed.
Do you need...
Death, but
Well,
you have a strength.
We never actually got to talk to you, huh?
this district.
The East End Docks only knows one rule. Dog eat dog, and blood calls for blood. The gang will have their revenge on me one way or another.
What can you tell me about the locals?
Most people would say that Sean Hampton and Tom Watts are good men who try to sort things out. But for me, the real boss around there was my best friend, Jack Gillingham.
Jack Gillingham, you say?
Everyone round there knew Jack. He was a rock, a mountain even. He feared nothing.
Your friend Jack has something to do with you fleeing to the contaminated area where I found you. I want to know more.
Jack is dead. That's all you need to know. Dead because of me. So much violence. So much sorrow. All of that because I refuse to be insulted again.
If you really believe you started all this mess, then face it. Take responsibility and stop hiding.
Jack told me once that a real hero does not seek the ordeal, for it is the ordeal itself that reveals the true hero. I now know he was right.
Damn it.
Good.
Alright, well, have fun, dude. Oh, that is... everybody. Cool. Which is the fastest entrance? I forget. What? People are fighting.
No civilians allowed.
You should go help your friends. They're getting their asses kicked by a much stronger vampire. Now, was this the entrance? I don't think this was the fast entrance. faster end. Completely forget. Let's just go in this way. Oh, that's right. There was that entrance at the west end. That spits you out closer to where the Fergal fight was. Oh.
I cannot.
Really? Alright. I should eat some rats for some blood.
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
Rats!
I have this thirst for blood.
Let me just drop down here. There was a faster way through here, I just know it.
This place has been ransacked.
Oh.
They've all been slaughtered. Pre-1. No, not their style.
Harriet.
Where has Harriet gone? She must have left a trail I could follow.
Which trail of blood?
Where is old Bridget? Damn. If I'd come earlier, they would still be alive.
Oh. Hello.
Take not a step further, child, for you are unprepared.
You, at last. I wondered when you would show your face again. Step away. We have nothing to discuss.
Desist, child. You cannot confront the monstrosity unleashed upon this land without due...
That's William Marshall, isn't it?
I shall not allow it.
He's our maker, isn't he?
All right. But no more riddles. Enough of the obscure songs and prophecies. I ask questions, and you answer them.
My words have been as clear as crystal lakes, my child. You seem unwilling to drink, to listen, to learn.
Why did you choose me?
Only you could provide a modern, scientific answer to this ancient, mystical threat.
What kind of modern answer?
Disease, contagion, and contamination. How they course through veins is your dominion, my child. Your choices have made you. Only you can save this land.
Speak to me of this ancient threat.
The blood of hate. Vessel of the wrath of the goddess. When she awakens, a disaster will be born into this world, for she is hunger and anger.
What is your true appearance?
I do not understand. This is who I am.
Blood? You are made of blood. Surely you are joking.
Why would I? And no, I'm not made of blood. I am blood. Blood is what I am since my birth and for eternity.
But who are you really? Tell me your name.
I am your maker. I am the servant of the Red Goddess and protector of this land. I have many names.
Just give me one, then.
There are those who call me Merdin Wild, the Wild Horned Man. But I never was a man. I was born out of blood.
Huh.
I'm here to stop Harriet Jones. She is the original carrier. The well from which this corruption flows.
I have heard you, but be wary. Harriet Jones's mind is no more. She has metamorphosed into an apocalypse. Born from, drenched in, and driven by the blood of hate.
What is the blood of hate?
It is the curse of the goddess. It is the hunger in you, the need for blood, the will to strike and to punish, to spit in the eye of God.
Tell me about this disaster, creature. I know London fell victim to such a thing in 1666.
A disaster is pure anger born through blood. Its name means bad star. For they only appear when our queen unleashes her unquenchable wrath upon the world.
And who is this queen?
She is the Red Goddess, the Queen of Blood. In my youth, 100 lifetimes ago, she was worshipped as the Morrigan.
Huh.
She is my mother. She is yours, too.
The Morrigan? The Celtic goddess of war? Is this a ruse of some kind?
She has been worshipped in many forms throughout the ages. The true nature of the Red Queen is beyond your comprehension, eluding even mine. But know this. She is a vengeful mother.
So the disaster is some sort of accident. A disease vampires carry dormant in their blood, waiting to emerge.
That's your modern answer. But a disaster is at the same time both less and more.
Tell me what it is then, in your own words.
A disaster is the pure will of our queen. Whenever she dreams of walking this earth, she awakes in this putrid vessel.
I only wish to know how to put an end to this epidemic.
To perform an act so noble, you must protect yourself from its poisonous kiss, my child.
I know. McCullum used such a serum when trying to kill me. However, I have produced a more efficacious version of the antidote.
Your final task awaits you at the end of these tunnels. I've known for ages you were worthy of this challenge, my champion, Bittersweet.
What will happen thereafter? What future awaits me beyond these dark tunnels?
Your fate, my child, and the fate of this land. A disaster is about to enter this world to smite us all and teach us humility. You are our final hope.
Will it be over then? Once I've defeated this creature?
Yes. The threat will dissipate like so much smoke, for you will have purified its source.
And then what? What will become of me?
How would I know? I am no god, and your fate is in your own hands. For you are our champion.
You tricked me. My sister died for your schemes. I have brought suffering and tragedy into this world. I am not, nor will I ever be your champion.
Very soon you'll come to know that sacrifice is sometimes necessary. I understand the grudge a child bears towards his father and mother. Be brave, my child.
I hate you, Dad! Door's been unlocked. Huh. Alright, well, that's a shortcut.
These poor skulls didn't stand a chance.
Rat. I know a boss arena when I see one. Oh, God! Ugh!
Oh, I'm sick.
Jesus!
I'm sick. Doctor, help me, please.
Oh!
I'm in such pain.
I'll be glad to be of assistance.
Oh, like your help, Doris. Liars! All of you!
Ew!
My poor baby. I've been such a bad mother. But the Queen herself forgave me. Gave me another chance.
Harriet, you must stop all of this. I can't let you infect anyone else.
How dare you interfere with the Red Queen's plans, Doctor? How can you stop the course of nature? Nobody ever helped me. I've been alone all my life.
That it? Phase 2? Oh, Jesus! Oh! Phase 2!
Is it rough? I think it is. Oh, how infinitely, how intensely, how irredeemably are you all going to suffer now?
Let's dance! Ah! I don't think I can bite her. Oh no! Can I bite these ones? I can! Gun! Go! Activate! Ah! Reload, 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 reload! The Red Queen's one weakness! Bullets!
I will reap the land. Abundant harvest. Innocence. Such guilt.
Nope! Nope, wrong button. Ah! And out of ammo. Got him!
Do you think your champion defeated me, my child?
No one could ever defeat you, mother of us all, for you are our every root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen, and smile at us from your dreams.
Did they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of us all.
Until the next time.
Until the next time.
So it's over then, young Ekon. You have put an end to this terrible menace.
Old Bridget? What are you doing here?
This is my realm, Ekon. This is Suascal territory.
But they were all massacred by the monstrosity that Harriet became.
Others will come, engendered by deceitful vampires. I don't mean you, of course.
Dialogue time!
I thought you'd been slaughtered, with all the other Suascals.
I was up above, in search of help when Harriet suddenly turned into that thing. I have no idea what it was.
It's over. I have avenged my poor Mary.
Yes, you prevailed in the end. I hope you'll forgive me for the way I treated you when first you presented yourself at our gate.
No need to apologize, really.
Perhaps there will be no stories told or songs sung of what happened here today. But I'll know the truth. Jonathan Reed, newborn vampire, stepped forward and saved us all.
I'm honored to be part of this city's legend. Thank you, old Bridget. May I ask you just one question?
How could I refuse you anything now? I'll answer just as I answered Lady Ashbury when we met a few nights ago.
Who are you? Really?
I was born with the name Bridget Eleanor Wellington. In 1738, my beloved and immortal husband decided to preserve my beauty and youth forever by making me drink his blood.
You were Lord Redgrave's wife.
Oh!
Then the pompous fool rejected you, did he not?
It was about 200 years ago. Peace found me in time. And I sincerely hope it will find you too, now that all is over.
No, it's not over. I may have ended the vampire epidemic, but I still need answers from the woman I love.
I feared you would say that. Go then, young Ekon, and face your fate. Just remember that I'll always be here for you.
London has been cleansed.
Huh.
This catastrophe came about when an ancient malignant will crossed paths with mortal imprudence. For now, we are safe. For now. My craving for blood remains. Red like hate, red like hunger, red as life and death, passing from one immortal to another, from predator to victim, patiently biding its time to rise again. London has been cleansed for now, but there's a simmering hatred, fear, and old grudges. When will we succumb, mortals and immortals alike? The next disaster is only a matter of time. My only hope now is to catch the woman I love, to understand why she fled, and unmask the secret that has been lurking in her blood for so long.
Ooh. New area? It's got daylight too.
Well, this is it. Lady Ashbur's domain. Why am I not surprised it's not on any maps? I'd better hurry.
Oh, explorable area? Ooh. Okay. Yes. Dad, what do you want?
Beautiful morn, my child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
You should probably get indoors.
Can't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back to the bottomless pit from whence she came. The nightmare is almost over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep, now that enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
And what are you to her? Her counterpart? Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother, my dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant ghostly queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor. You hold the knowledge needed to answer such a question. Have you the answer?
I noticed that all the Icors were female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this wobbling world.
Icors seem to carry various diseases. They did not merely turn people into skulls. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
This is not over.
I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
What will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sea.
What will become of the vampire hunters?
They will
I don't care.
searching for William Marshall, for he escaped their two great hunts. Remember that you too are now on their dark list.
What will become of the Brotherhood?
I foresee trouble for them now that your progeny considers becoming the new primate.
But I'm certain the current primate has no wish to resign.
Exactly. And I am not fully convinced your progeny truly understands what dreadful power he is about to defy.
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
And you? Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
Perhaps I am too old for your spoken language. Perhaps you now have so many subtle words you no longer hear the simplest ones.
Tell me about William Marshall. Why is his blood so strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong.
Oh.
A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why you're here now, too?
Have I not already answered that question?
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
When he fought me, Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since then, I have discovered that it was vampire blood.
Oh.
Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
King Arthur was also your progeny. Why am I not surprised?
Yes, he was. But he failed in the end. And for centuries the land suffered his defeat.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshall.
Oh. Oh.
This is madness. How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton?
Yes.
Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
Those ones and more.
Yes, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you shall meet one night.
Oh.
So that is all we are to you. Puppets you create to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil.
No. You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
Speak clearly then, and answer my last question.
What is it?
Did I defeat the epidemic?
No.
Now you've found the castle, Jonathan Reed. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about use.
All right. Got a whole new area? Oh, can I? Oh. Robin Englewood. Mary Englewood. Those are significant names, I'm sure. Is it locked? No, it's just locked. All right.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but I think I smell Elizabeth's perfume. She must be here somewhere.
Dear Lady Ashbury, thank you for your recent letter. It was contained. I cannot wait to finally meet you. When you arrive in London, the garden's the garden is beautiful under the summer sky, although I noted you wish to avoid heat and direct sunlight. This is your frail health. You're welcome any day. This is a wonderful idea of yours concerning the foundation of an orphanage for young ladies inspired by the French Maison Royale de Saint-Louis. Sadly closed when the French people chose. Okay. Cut their king's head off. Such a place destined to protection and important orphan girls. Countess Alexandra Somerset. Cool.
It's locked.
Doesn't open from that side. Elizabeth Blackwood, 1666. That's a significant name, significant year. 1791. Legal owner of the Ashbury estate. I intend to quickly engage in the maintenance of the wall. Castle. Meet you at your convenience.
Like most castles, this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside.
Jonathan Reed? Oh, she drew a picture of me.
Elizabeth, my love, you allow my portrait to watch over you while you sleep. I'm flattered. This castle is falling apart.
Death.
That sweet fragrance, Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently.
A Van Gogh, you say? Elizabeth and Jacob Blackwood, Versailles, 1788. That is definitely a vampire.
This painting looks suspicious.
That one? Which one? Jonathan, you can't just say that shit. Not a real door. Oh. I do. Confirm that my men will be at your castle next Monday to begin work on the crypt. Access approved. There. Da-da-da. Played by your ancestor. Cool.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work. Here's another switch. I should keep looking.
Sword and a shield. Plenty of swords, plenty of shields. I assume this room has something to do with it. No? Rats!
This is despicable.
Hello. That's definitely the Red Queen. Dance of a large temple church. London. For the Ashbury Council of Scotland. Validated. Cool. And that's just one of the locked doors.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work.
And I can't. That way. Hmm. Uh-huh. Real. That's nothing. That's just background. Decoration. Hello. Okay.
Sword and a moon are the symbols I should look for.
Sword and moon. All right. Will they jump out at me now that I've noticed them? How do you know that? I hope there's not another boss fight. Like, genuinely. I feel this... Oh.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism.
Alright.
It doesn't work.
I feel like this section is a much, like, genuinely, so, like, a stronger finish.
One last switch, and...
I like much better exploring and discovering the mystery behind Lady Ashbury than a combat section. I hope there's no more combat in the game. Ancient Tome! An angel came to me, blessed by God. Michael appeared to me last night in all his glory, shaped in glorious blood to grant me eternal life at the dusk of my life. The apparition was so sublime and terrible that I could not help but lower my head and close my eyes. Struck by the divine gift, I fell to the ground, only to wake the next night. You will serve me as you served your kings, said the angel before striking me with all his power. You will protect this land through the eons to come. For all who knew me, I should now hide and retreat, for they considered me dead. Soon I will leave the company of men and serve my new purpose. Blessed be God. Michael appeared to me last night in my retreat under Temple Church and asked me to prepare for battle. The land must be saved. Death is everywhere. The Black Death. An epidemic sent by the devil himself to punish mortals all over the world. My arm is strong. In the name of God, I shall smite the enemies of mankind. England shall prevail. It's almost 20 years since my fight started against the devil, and the end is uncertain. From time to time, the plague, the Black Death, reappears in a village, in a town, and each time the vicious minions of hell approach, get their share of the mortal suffering. Vampires, dreadful creatures. I won't let this land collapse. Until my last breath, I shall serve and protect England. Tonight, in the small village of Hodson, I met the most delicate soul I've seen for a long time. She was singing for the dead, singing for those she knew and loved, those killed by the new plague outbreak. Without fearing for her own life, her voice moved me, so I chose to let her live. I offered her eternal life as a reward for her virtue, most pious attitude. Her name is Elizabeth Inglewood. I am not alone anymore. Together we shall praise God in all his glory for the eons to come. My heart is breaking, my soul is bleeding. Tonight my dear Elizabeth left me. I have taught her all I knew, all she needed to know. Now she must walk her own path through the ages. This is her wish, and I will respect it. Elizabeth Inglewood. My sweet daughter is gone, for she now wants to be known as Elizabeth Blackwood. I made her a promise. If she ever comes back to Hodson, she will find me there, managing the bull inn her parents owned before dying. William Marshall shall disappear for a few times to now that the Black Death is no more. Until we meet again, I will be known as William Thorne, waiting for my angel to come back. Devil is at work again. The Great Plague is back, reaping thousands. Blah, 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 blah. Once more, William Marshall will protect the land. What have I done? I let the devil infect me. God forgive me. The terrifying creature I had to defeat was a demon straight from hell, an abomination of the flesh, a walking apocalypse. Oh! The game thought I had moved away there. I had to trap the dreadful creature in St. Paul's Church and set the building on fire without the advice of Michael. I don't know if I could have defeated my enemy. The flames cleansed the city of the demon's presence. Half of London burned down. Ever since, I have dreamt of a red flood of slaughter and rage. Like the disaster has tainted my blood, my very soul. For the first time in centuries, I am afraid. I'll crawl back to my retreat and pray to God for mercy for my infected soul. Elizabeth came to me. She said she felt my pain and rushed to save me. My poor daughter, blinded by rage, intoxicated by blood of hate. I bit her. She fled, shocked by my betrayal. I laughed and cried as she cursed me. God, have I betrayed you? Have you abandoned me? My prayers have been heard. I have found the strength to resist the need for blood, the never-ending hunger. My poor Elizabeth, will you ever forgive me? I heard you now kill and take pleasure in bloodbath with this new progeny of yours. You're a victim in all this. What have I done? I swear I will find a way to make amends for what I've done to you. I swear I shall only rest once. I know how to appease the blood of hate. This is a chunky one. Well, the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet inside the new Cathedral of St. Paul. I take to it and solemnity of these men, what a symbol to choose the place where I defeated this disaster, but also the place where I fell. I agreed to their proposition. There, in the sacred silence of the church, under the eye of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged my victory against this evil creature, the Dosastro, the Eater of Stars, who only wished to spread death and pestilence all around her. Since they acknowledged my will to save London in 1666, they heard my request, my burning desire to stop the blood of hate. Their primate promised to come back to me with an answer. The primate of St. Paul wrote back to me with just a name, the Tear of Angels. According to him, this ancient artifact could heal anything, cleanse any blackened soul, and purify my blood. Blessed by the Lord, it took me more than 100 years to find a cure for the blood of hate. I may have finally found it. Soon the rage shall end. Soon I may repair the wrong I did and cleanse my failures. Now all I need to do is retrieve the necessary ingredients to create the artifact. Blood of the purest heart mixed with the blood of blood of a king. So what we did, find such rare ingredients is not what worries me the most. For time is on my side. Last part that worries me. Pure essence of garlic. I'm afraid it will literally hurt like hell when I drink the antidote. But, oh, stop that video game! I'm reading! But if it's the price to pay, cleanse my soul and correct my mistakes, I am ready to endure this excruciating pain. I finally managed to gather all the ingredients needed to concoct the Tear of Angels. Blood of the purest heart for the fortitude, blood of a king for courage, garlic essence for the painful cleansing. After months of impatience, almost made mad by the hunger, I waited again and again, till finally Elizabeth cautiously came to me. As promised, I had changed myself to be sure I would not attack her again. I did not recognize my sweet daughter at first, for she only was Lady Blackwood now. The dreadful mistress of the dark who took delight in slaughter and carnage in France. She smirked as I apologized and cried for what I had inflicted to her. She shouted at me when I tried to explain to her that my bite had infected her, had given her the blood of hate, now burning in her veins and her soul. I told her I found a cure and that I had managed to create 1 dose of antidote. I gave it to her to give her back her previous peaceful life. In exchange, I only asked her to take care of me, for I intend to be locked down in my tomb, chained if necessary, to impeach me from feeding on any mortal or immortal. She reluctantly took the Tear of Angels and left. I hope I see her get cured and at peace. She came back to me finally, cured, healthy, joyful, my Elizabeth. She told me she had drunk the antidote without She told me she had drunk the antidote about a year ago in France after witnessing and taking part in the massacre of an entire orphanage caused by the blood of hate. That's when the Lady Blackwood died, she said. She promised she would take care of me now. That's all I ask as I repent for all the murdered souls caused by my negligence of more than 100 years. My dearest daughter came back last week to tell me the good news. She has recently bought a castle in Scotland. She will soon finance the renovation of the castle crypt, provide me a new retreat, far from temptation, far from the noisy, crowded cities. I can't wait to embrace the solitude, find the peace I need to refrain from killing. God, please give me the strength to resist the urges during the journey from London to my new domain. Before I leave, I should give a copy of these memoirs to the brother of St. Paul Stole. Furthermore, Shameful and sensible information, of course. Soon I shall leave London to pursue my penance. There I shall find peace at last with the support of my resuscitated Elizabeth. Alright. So Elizabeth is the is ironically the true progeny of William Marshall, meaning she is the more legitimate leader for the Ascalon Club than fucking Redwood. That's why. That's totally why she always knew he was full of shit. All right, I think we're about to meet Willie here.
You have nothing to be afraid of.
Willie! Willie M! The man himself!
Shall we abandon this then? Shall we lower our heads?
No. Never. You taught me that.
You are old.
Approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it? Smite it?
No, Father. He is a friend. Please, rest. I'll take care of it.
Caution, Elizabeth. Deceit runs through these veins.
I know, Father. What took you so long, Jonathan?
We're not gonna have to fight her.
Is this really him?
Yes. This is William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke, servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and savior of England. The greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father?
For he gave me eternal life, and much more.
I have so many questions, Elizabeth.
You always had questions, Dr. Reed.
Now that I stand before you both, in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
Before what?
Where are we? What is this place?
This is the Ashbury estate. I inherited the title when I purchased the castle.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father. Ever since he became unwell.
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's not that hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
Why did you flee here?
When you told me I was the healthy carrier, I had nowhere else to go.
You mean you had to return to the real source of this scourge?
Yes, to end it, once and for all.
Will you go back to London?
No, Jonathan. I do not intend to.
And what of your daughter?
Charlotte is a strong, independent woman who's about to come into money. I took care of everything. Now it's time for her to shape her future.
I have destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more, and London will recover. In time.
The city has suffered, but it will prevail in the end.
A more cynical analysis would be that this is an acceptable catastrophe.
I cannot bear knowing I was the cause of all this, through the use of my own blood.
No. This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation, and the will of a creature so inexplicably evil, she exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
Why are you hiding William Marshall here?
How could I not take care of him? He sacrificed himself by giving me the only dose of antidote he had.
He gave you the antidote?
Yes. And in doing so, he knew he'd have to be confined here. And yet he volunteered. That's how great a man William Marshall was. And still is.
What do you do for him?
I visit him as often as possible. I paint the landscapes he will never see again. I feed him with my blood.
You feed him? You barely sustain yourself on the weak blood of the dying, yet you give him your blood?
After he saved me from the blood rage, I swore I would never kill to feed. He said the same.
Is he dangerous?
What do you think? He is a thirsty Ekon, who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire, driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption, then?
And yet he thinks he has been offered immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Can he communicate?
Yes. Sometimes he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised me. But you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
We could cure him.
It's too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him. I tried. Believe me, I tried.
William Marshall infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Scowls, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I roamed across Europe, reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate. But my father's antidote cured me.
Who are you, really?
How could I answer that? I went through many lives and identities to reach this day. To you, I am Elizabeth Ashbury, and that's all I wish to be.
I understand. And I respect your desire for privacy.
Thank you, Jonathan.
How did you meet William Marshall?
He was an Ekon for centuries when he found me. He saved me from certain death by making me his progeny.
Why did he choose you?
You should ask him that.
Did you ever blame him?
Not even when he was infected and bit me. He is my father. He raised me. He taught me how to behave.
What about us?
What do you mean?
You know my feelings towards you, Elizabeth. But you left without a word. So I'm worried about your feelings towards me.
I love you, Jonathan. I've loved you since the moment I saw you rescue poor Mr. Hampton in that filthy slaughterhouse. Forgetting the danger as you turned your back, like the newborn fool you were.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshall myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
So why did you come here? You knew I would follow you. I can't let you go.
Because I know now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you. You can trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal ally these last few weeks. But this is my duty.
Would your protege agree to speak with me? I have so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir William. My God. You really are William Marshall. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King John. It is such a privilege to meet you.
I did in my day. Come closer if you want to speak. For my hearing isn't what it used to be.
I think your hearing is fine, sir.
What is it you want then?
I found your research on the antidote. The tears of the angels. What ingredients did you use?
Once I understood what the ingredients were, I used the tears of King Richard and the pure blood of the valiant Boadicea.
King Richard and Boadicea? How did you find such relics?
It took me many years to locate their hiding place. Then I had to learn the formula. If I recall, it belonged to an ancient brotherhood. The Order of St. Paul, I believe.
And did it work?
Yes. The tears cleansed my poor Elizabeth's blackened heart. It was such a blessing to see her smile again.
I found and defeated the disaster that was threatening to smite London. You should know that the city is safe for now, Sir William.
Then may I call you brother? Did you resist its poison? Even a scratch from a beast so evil could endanger you and all those you care for.
You also defeated one in 1666. Who was it?
She was a malicious witch who spread plague throughout the city with her army of rats. She had been hiding in a bakery in Pudding Lane for months when I finally found her.
How did you defeat it?
We fought for hours. In the end, I had to lock her in St. Paul's Cathedral and burn the building down. I wanted to be sure she was destroyed.
The blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
I would like to ask you about vampires.
Vampires? What about them?
Considering your experience, please tell me what you know.
What's a vampire?
Creatures. I have seen and fought many in my time. Foul temptresses with sharp claws and shrieking beaks.
I have never seen such a creature. What are you talking about?
Of course you've never seen a creature like them. Vampires are deadly, swift and implacable.
Where did you encounter such creatures?
The last time I saw one was in a Celtic temple near Salisbury. A terrible and god-forsaken place full of ghosts and pestilence.
Can we speak about the Morrigan?
The Red Queen. What of her?
You met her, did you not?
Just once, but she never ceased to sing to me. I love her song. It is a song of blood and war. I only wish she would sometimes let me rest.
Do you know who she is?
I don't want to discuss this in front of my sweet Elizabeth.
Why?
For a time, she too could hear the red song. The steps she danced to its melody brought pain upon the world.
Do you remember Murden, your maker?
Only God is my maker, for he created everything on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Murden, Michael, is a vampire. He made you a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy. Then I was punished for my deceit. during my penance, I rely entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
Tell me about Elizabeth. How was she infected?
I do not wish to discuss it.
Please, Sir William. I need to know what the blood of hate is. How is it transmitted?
After defeating the disaster in St. Paul's Cathedral, I returned to my retreat, infected. This is where my sweet Elizabeth found me, for she heard my pain from across the sea.
Where is this retreat you mentioned?
In London, under Temple Church, beneath my empty tomb. I always loved to sleep there while listening to the bell above.
What happened then?
The blood of hate had twisted me into a rage-filled man. I attacked my progeny and infected her too. Forgive me, Elizabeth. I failed you.
You bit her again? Is that how she was infected with the disaster's blood? I think I understand now.
Elizabeth fled, and I fell to my knees, begging for forgiveness. I swore I would find a way to make things right.
How did you meet Elizabeth?
Times were tough. I had awakened to protect the land from a new plague. I heard her sing for her dead family. Singing for her death to come. I chose to save her.
When was that?
It was so long ago. A few years after Elizabeth of England and Catherine of France established their alliance against Spain.
What did you do?
I raised her as my progeny. After she left to see the world, I rebuilt her deceased parents' inn. Owned it as William Thorne for a time. Those were good years.
Did you really sacrifice yourself to save her?
That was the only righteous path. The blood of hate made me betray her. I am at peace here. I can think about what I've done and how I failed.
Do you not want to be cured?
No. This hunger is mine. I would feel empty without it. It has been part of me for so long. All I want is quiet. Silence.
You agreed to be confined here, then?
Yes. Once I was sure she was cured, I asked to be locked down here. I deserve it. The world needs it.
We could set you free. Let you out. Isn't that what you want?
I pray for the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it will be wise to release me.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long as she releases me. Has the time come?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the sky a final time?
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
I'm not defeated, for I welcome the sword you bear, for it is mine.
You were never defeated, my lord.
Oh!
Farewell, Father. And to you also, Jonathan.
What do you mean?
I can't stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it. flames will purify the
No!
poison that runs in my veins.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
Who cares? We are vampires. We are death.
No, Jonathan. I won't bring another disaster into this world.
I can't lose you, Elizabeth. Even if it means putting the whole world at risk.
How can you say such an awful thing?
I've killed a lot of people.
Saved from a scow in this abandoned factory.
I'm not that frightened man anymore. I've learned so much. Done so much.
I've become so much more powerful.
I see. So there is nothing worth living for in this world anymore. Farewell, my love.
Farewell.
Bad ending achieved.
One prayer for the summoned, called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung and your path chosen. England is safe, the price paid most dear. But what do you care? You are the one who keeps killing. You've chosen your path, my fallen child.
No.
Like others before you, prey to lust and desire, slave to the everlasting thirst.
I needed the levels.
Sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber. Until alas she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
I mean, most of the people I killed were assholes. Was I so bad? So that's Vampyr. This is a really good game. I really enjoyed this. Surprising that it came from the same studio that made fucking Life is Strange. Like, wildly different game. Should look into... I have to imagine the runaway success of Life is Strange allowed them to, like, expand as a studio, and I would have to assume that a lot of the names in this credit list do not necessarily overlap with the names in the credits for Life is Strange. But still, it's always nice when a studio, you know, expands, tries different new things. This was a very pleasant surprise. Hopefully they make a Vampyr 2. Electric Boogaloo. I'd be more than happy to play it. How long is this credit list? Alright, well. Story mode epilogue, yep. Alright. This was Vampyr. Not the Masquerade, that's a different franchise. This is where the YouTube experience stops, so thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you care to, whatever. Follow me on Twitch.